Hi, John Dwyer here, and you will see a pirate next to me. And the reason for that pirate next to me is because I'm going to boast, show off about a transformation of a particular tourist attraction in Sydney, which I was personally involved with. And if you own a business, then you ought to stick with me. Now, as if I'm going to say anything else, but you should stick with me because this might be inspiration to you to actually transform the look and feel or the brand persona of your business. How this happened was that I was holding one of my really engaging, brilliant seminars in Sydney at the Rocks, as a matter of fact. And one guy who came along to it was the owner of the Sydney Tall Ships Company. And he said to me at the end of my presentation, look, I want to join up to your private coaching program, so that made me happy. But he said, look, I need some help really quickly. He said, I've invested like gazillions of dollars into these couple of, I guess, Captain Cook old-fashioned ships. And he said, we're sending them out onto Sydney Harbour for 1 hour, 2 hour sort of cruises. And we're getting a lot of, seniors come on these particular cruises, but we're only running at 50% occupancy. We just don't have enough people taking it up. And they run throughout the day. And I said to him, okay, well, what do you want to do? He said, well, can you meet me tomorrow? Now, as it's turned out, I was in Sydney, so I could meet him at his office the next day. And he said to me when he had his crew, his team, around the table, he said, look, the thing is that we've got to do something about this because we've spent a fortune doing up these ships, but we're not getting enough people. And I said, okay, well, what happens when they go out on the cruise? He said, oh, well, we give them a champagne and Chardonnay and we, give them some scones and maybe a cup of tea. And they go out into the harbour. They stop off at Goat Island, which is an island in the middle of Sydney Harbour. They have a look at the convict village or jail, whatever it is there. They get back on the boat and they come back again. And by that time, I had a mock sleeping syndrome. I said, mate, sounds like the most boring cruise that I've ever heard of. Do any of these seniors come back alive? He said, jokingly, well, we have lost the odd one, I said, mate, you'd bore people to death. Listen, I can provide you with an idea here that I think will fix your problem, because keep in mind, I'm all about providing solutions, marketing solutions to people's trading problems. And I said, look, I'm going to show off here. I think I can probably give you a solution to this straight away. Now, to be honest with you, this happens from time to time. It doesn't happen all the time. I wish I could say I'm David Copperfield all the time, but more times than not, I can see straight away what's wrong with the damn business. And in this instance, it lacked theatre. They had these wonderful, ships that looked like Captain Cook boats, but they just didn't put any theatre behind it. And he was a bit of a larrikin like myself, so he said, okay, show off. This was in his boardroom at his office in Sydney. He said, okay, Mr. Show Off, tell us, what's your grand idea, Mr. Wow Factor? I said, mate, have you ever heard of Pirates of the Caribbean? And he went, yeah. I said, yeah, it happens to be that their movies are in the top 10 of all-time movies. And he goes, right, okay. And I said, have you heard of a guy called Johnny Depp? And he goes, yeah, of course I have, smart aleck. So, well, there's the solution. He goes, what? I said, mate, over near Disneyland, just down the road, they have a theatre dinner. And that theatre dinner is a pirate-themed theatre dinner. And you go in and you barrack for your pirates versus the other pirates, and they put on a fantastic show. And he said, oh, I know all about that. I've been there. I go, okay, fair enough. Well, what we're talking about is actually having a mini version of that show on your boats. And we're going to change the boats from Sydney Tall Ship Cruises to Attack of the Pirates on Sydney Harbour. And his jaw just dropped. He said, oh my God, that is a game changer. I said, I don't think it is. It's a game changer. He said, oh my God, that is incredible. He said, well, where am I going to get the pirate show? I said, I don't know. I just pulled that idea out of my ass. How am I going to know where you get the pirate show from? But the Lord above was watching, because guess what? Once he sort of committed to doing this, like 5 minutes later, then they found a pirate show that was on at Mossman at a I think it was an amateur theatre organisation, and they were in the midst of putting together a pirate show, but they didn't have a venue. Well, now they got a venue. So what he did, this guy didn't mess around. Within 2 to 3 weeks, he had the ships, basically re-themed into a pirate theme. He put fake cannons and, you just go to props warehouses and get all this sort of stuff. And he organised for the show to be, rehearsed on the boat and so on and so forth. And we launched it, okay, Attack of the Pirates on Sydney Harbour. And I said to him, look, this has got to be really Disney style, authentic. It's Attack of the Pirates on Sydney Harbour. Come down here and get on the boat and you won't come back. There's a good chance you won't come back and all this sort of stuff, right? Well, let me play for you the TV, when I say TV commercial, TV and social media commercial that was put together. I think you'll see that we did it pretty well. Okay, it gets better than that. Hopefully you enjoyed that commercial. You can see that it was, by the way, that was put together for a couple of $1,000s. We're not talking big money here. We know how to put this stuff together really cost effectively because we have contacts with video companies, with graphic art studios and theatrical people, the whole thing, okay? We have a supplier list which we call our Wow Factor Rolodex list, which means is that when you come on board with one of our programs, then we give you access to all that sort of stuff. Gets better. We actually went into the newspapers, the big Sunday newspapers. We said to them, how would you like to give away a gazillion tickets to this particular attraction on Sydney Harbour? And they said, wow, we'd love to do that. It's good, okay, we're going to give you 2 children's tickets. Now, children's tickets were worth, let's say, I forget what they were now, but it was a couple of years back, this thing, let's say they were worth, $20. So if you multiply the number of, Sunday Telegraph 500,000 papers by 2 lots of $20, 2 children's tickets, whatever that comes to, I haven't got a calculator with me at the moment, but it's millions and millions of dollars. So therefore, when I scripted the pitch to the Sunday papers, he walks in and goes, how would you like a gazillion dollars worth of free tickets for children to actually, enjoy the Pirates, Attack Sydney Harbour attraction? Of course, the newspaper just lights up and goes, what? Whatever it was, so you do the calculations yourself. Can you get the calculator? Whatever it is, 500,000 newspapers multiplied by $40, 2 children's tickets at $20. It's a lot of money, all right? And so they said yes. So have a look at the publicity, the free publicity that was on the front page of the Sunday paper. Do you think he was jammed? Do you think that that business just went nuts in a very short space of time? Well, of course, okay. We're talking quite a few $1 million worth of difference in terms of the turnover because of one idea. You see, it all comes back to the strength of that one idea. Don't let anyone tell you that you should be hanging around with numbers people. Of course you need numbers people, as in accountants and financial advisors and so forth, to tell you what to do with your money in terms of once you've made it, but don't let them tell you how to run your business. Hang around people with ideas. And let me see, I wonder where you'd find them. Anyway, I'll leave that up to you, as he says very sarcastically. Above me or below me or somewhere here, there is a link that can take you through to our private coaching program. I think there might be another link even to get a free book off me, okay? But if you're interested in this sort of transformation for your business, transformation which is generally speaking based on the big idea. Okay, you want to hang around big ideas, people. You know what, I keep on saying to my kids, I've got 6 millennials and I don't know how many of them listen to me these days, but I do say to them, listen, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You are who you hang around with, okay? And it's as simple as that. So if you hang around ideas people, there's a good chance this sort of transformation could happen for your business. If you hang around deadheads or you just hang around people who are always saying, oh, that'll never work, that'll never work. You know what, I did at Disney, I've done a number of Disney conferences over in Florida. Not many people know, but they have a Disney University and you can spend a week with their teachers. And I've done that numerous times. And every time I've gone to the Disney Institute to lock myself away for a week with ideas people, or they call them Imagineers, we have to sign a declaration. And that declaration is that throughout that week when you're having brainstorming with other delegates, you will never mention the phrase, oh, that'll never work. So if someone was to come up with a crazy idea, you're not allowed to say, oh, that'll never work. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Click above or below me and you can come through to a page which will explain to you how we can help you.